Hey guys, welcome to DoorDash Escapades. This is day 10. I finally got on the road today, even though it's a little colder, brisker than normal. It's been warmer than the last couple days, and I'm using weather as an excuse not to go out. And it's weird because I procrastinate, and then once I do, I go out and I do an order, I feel good that I did it. So I don't know. It's just a matter of me getting my butt on the road. Yesterday, one of the first Door Dashers that I listened to, Meaty Mama, had a live. She reached 22,000 subscribers, and she interacted with her audience, and I asked some questions, and she was very receptive and engaging, and some of her audience were engaging as well. And one of my questions, I asked a number of questions, but one of them was like, how do you get motivated to go out on the road? Because I seem to use so many excuses. And someone says, oh, look at your bank account. And I was like, shit, they're right. I'm using too many fucking excuses. I've got so many bills. And I just get overwhelmed and depressed. And I don't know. I think it's just overwhelm. But today I was like, I got to get myself out there. And I even had not the greatest day before I left. It was a very emotional, draining day. But later in the afternoon, I sold something on Poshmark and I wanted to get it in the mail. So I took a drive to run that errand to drop the order in the mailbox. And I was like, you know what, let me see if I can dash. And sure enough, I put on the app after I dropped my item in the mailbox and I got an order. So let me show you what I did. I didn't do a lot, but you'll see it was worth it. You don't have to do a lot sometimes to make it worth it. So this is day 10. My first order was for Subway, and it was a pretty decent amount. It was like $8.50, and the mileage was only like $3. It was really quick. And then it took a minute to get something, and there was a lot of traffic because now we're talking, it's after 4 o'clock. It's like 4:15, and in this little town, they just have so much traffic. There's just traffic everywhere, a lot of traffic where I live. And that's why I don't like to be out past 4 o'clock, and then the sun's going down, and so and it's cold out. There's a lot of excuses to be had. But anyway, I drove past this restaurant. I was like, oh, I wonder if I'll ever get an order there. And as I'm like less than a quarter of a mile away, I go ding ding, and I get an order for this place. And I've eaten there before, whatever. But the thing was, I wanted to do another order because I was out. And it was an upside down order. It was $9, but it was 11 miles. And I was like, you know what? I just need to get more money. And I was like, oh, well, it's upside down. It's still light out. Even if it gets dark on my way home, I'll have my GPS guide me home. So that's not a big deal. But anyway, so it was kind of like in bumfuck Egypt. However, I'm getting used to that area of Egypt. And I drove to the lady's house and she was waiting for me. And it's kind of in a rural area. It was actually in a different county. It said a different county. Okay. But I said, oh, are you blah, blah, blah? And she goes, oh, are you blah, blah, blah? And I go, yeah, I'm your DoorDash delivery person. And I go up to the door and I hand it to her, and she gave me a cash tip of $15, which I was like, this is the thing. I was like, oh, no, you don't have to. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to receive. Like, I always shortchange myself. So she goes, no, I appreciate it. Blah, blah, blah. She just had surgery and whatever. And so I ended up taking the cash, and I have to learn how to accept things with gratitude. For years I've had trouble accepting compliments or whatever, and it's just part of my growth is to accept, hey, I drove all that way, even into a different county. It's worth it for me to take that. She was willing to pay for it. She appreciates it, and I appreciate it. So anyway, bottom line, $32.50 for 2 deliveries. The active time, so meaning the time I arrived at the restaurant to the time I dropped off at the client, was only 50 minutes. Sure, I was on the road for probably an hour and 40 minutes, I think it said. However, I don't really count that. I only count the active time. That comes out to 65 cents a minute or $39 an hour. And that's me including the cash tip. So, and I'll show you the cash. Here's the cash. $15. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so it made it worth it. I hadn't been out in quite a while. The last time I was out, I want to say it was before Thanksgiving. Shoot. The 29th. Maybe it was the day out. It was the Friday. It was Black Friday I went out. So it's been quite a while. But anyway, it was worthwhile. And I do enjoy doing this. And I'm thinking what schedule makes the most sense for me, because I do get, I don't want to say overwhelmed. I'm just in a very emotionally fragile state these days. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I want to figure out what works for me. So I'm thinking if I can schedule or get a couple dashes in between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., that would work for me. I could deal with lunch traffic or whatever. The only thing I'm thinking of is that will hold me back is if we're expecting inclement weather. I'm not trying to go out and drive in ice, snow, or what have you, hurricane, whatever. So yeah, I've got to be gentle with myself, because then I'll start dreading this, and I don't want to have that feeling. So I do enjoy it when I go out. It is well worth it, especially today. It was worth it. And I hope my insight and my honesty has helped you decide whether or not you want to do gig work or DoorDash, or if you have any interesting experiences from your end. Let me know. Leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. Take care.